All right, let's dive straight into this explainer. Think of this as our tactical film session to break down Senegal's historic 5-0 win over Iraq and their journey into the round of 32. We're going to look far beyond just the final scoreline, because as any good analyst will tell you, the tape tells the real story. We need to figure out exactly how this squad is peaking, where they're vulnerable, and what absolutely needs to change before that knockout whistle blows.
Here's exactly what we're breaking down on the whiteboard today. 1. The tape doesn't lie. 2. Curing the casual habit. 3. Attacking rotations. 4. Overcoming camp noise. And 5. The knockout game plan.
Section 1. The tape doesn't lie. Form fluctuation versus building momentum. Let's diagnose our true form during this group stage and look past the hype of a big win.
So, 5. We just became the first African side to ever score 5 goals in a World Cup match. And hey, we should absolutely celebrate that. 5 goals in a single World Cup match is a massive statement. But if we're being completely honest with ourselves, that massive number might actually be masking some really serious underlying inconsistencies. It leaves us with a lot more question marks than actual answers about our form.
This perfectly illustrates African football correspondent Zamani Ondo's point. We aren't building momentum in a straight line. We're fluctuating wildly, dipping in intensity and then suddenly switching gears. I mean, think about it. Match 1 against France, we played genuinely well for 66 minutes before France just changed gears and became unstoppable. Then we go into match 2, and we suffer this incredible, totally unexplained dip in performance against a very beatable Norway squad where we just couldn't get out of first gear. And finally, match 3 against Iraq, we started incredibly slow before the floodgates suddenly opened in the second half. That isn't a team building form game by game. That is a team fluctuating dangerously.
Section 2. Curing the casual habit. Stopping the dips in intensity. These fluctuations expose our biggest tactical flaw, and we've got to cure it before it costs us the tournament.
The harsh reality is, we're getting way too comfortable. Because we have this incredibly talented AFCON-winning squad, they are so confident on the ball that they become casual. They dip in intensity, kind of just assuming their raw talent is going to carry them through. Against Iraq, we lacked rhythm early on and literally had to rely on their mistakes rather than our own build-up. We cannot wait for opponents to hand us the game. We have to dictate it ourselves.
So Coach Aliou Cissé needs to demand a step-by-step fix right now. Step 1, completely eradicate that casual play on the ball. Step 2, drastically speed up our urgency in transition. Why? Because immediate aggressive forward movement prevents the opposition from setting up their defense, and it forces our own players out of that relaxed, casual shape. And step 3, maintain sustained defensive focus for the full 90 minutes. We can't just turn it on and off when we feel like it.
Section 3. Attacking rotations, the difference makers. Let's evaluate our personnel and see who can actually execute this high-intensity game plan.
We absolutely have to make space to start skill Ndiaye. Nicholas Jackson has unfortunately really struggled to impact the game lately, looking pretty stagnant off the ball, despite what we know he can do. But over on the left side, Iliman Ndiaye gives us something completely different. His vision and that inventive movement provide the exact balance we miss when our offense gets predictable. He has to start. The coaching staff has to prioritize Ndiaye's creativity right from the opening whistle.
We also have to maximize Pape Guèye. Talk about déjà vu. While some other attackers are looking ineffectual and casual, Guèye's ruthless 2 goals gave us absolute AFCON flashbacks. He is bringing the exact cutting edge we've been missing, which is a stark contrast to the stagnant movement elsewhere up front. Honestly, seeing him find the back of the net like that felt like stepping right back into our championship run. Ensuring he gets the right service in the final third is non-negotiable for our survival in the round of 32.
Section 4. Overcoming camp noise, blocking out the distractions. Because look, tactical adjustments mean absolutely nothing if the team's head isn't in the game. We have to acknowledge the noise threatening our focus right now. We're hearing reports out of the camp regarding unpaid bonuses and frustration over squad selections, creating a really dangerous administrative malaise. In the unforgiving knockout stages, a post-AFCON lack of hunger or literally any off-field distraction is a death sentence. It completely shatters the collective mental focus required to survive against top-tier opposition. When you're carrying a nation, an entire continent on your shoulders, you have to ask, can this historic win inject the fire and aggression we desperately need to push those issues aside? These players need to put the administrative noise in a box, leave it in the locker room, and focus purely on the pitch. This massive victory against Iraq has to be the impulse that makes them believe in their own potential again and reignites their hunger. Section 5. The knockout game plan, surviving the round 32. We know the flaws, and we know the distractions. Here is the blueprint to win.
Here is the gaffer's priority list for the next round. 1. Maintain intense defensive focus for the full 90 minutes. 2. Play with consistent, aggressive transition urgency to punish opponents rather than waiting for them to make a mistake. 3. Start Iliman and Ndiaye to spark our stagnant creativity. And 4. Put administrative issues aside entirely. Just block out the internal noise.
As we head into the round of 32, I want to leave you with one final thought to ponder. Which version of Senegal will step out onto that pitch? Will it be the casual, distracted team that dipped against Norway and started slow against Iraq? Or will the real Senegal, the aggressive, high-urgency AFCON champions, finally stand up and channel this historic 5-0 win into total knockout stage dominance? We're about to find out.